Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let's start finding our seats, guys, for today. Good morning. I know the coffee, it's slowly coming. We're going to have a little more coffee coming in. So please grab your seats. We're going to get started in the next 2 minutes. We're very excited for today's presentation. We have amazing entrepreneurs coming in, and not just regular entrepreneurs. They're serial entrepreneurs. Tell you a little bit more about it in a little bit. So grab your seats, get comfortable, and let's just create some community, guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So everybody, take a seat. We're about to get started with our Wednesday 1 Million Cups event. So really quick, I'm going to pass on the mic to the people that do the presentations and are going to lead this great event this morning. But I just wanted to say a couple of things before we get started. My name is Linda Uffland. I'm the director here. So I know you guys don't see me that much, but I do work here once in a while for UTRGV. So we're very excited to have this special 1 Million Cups event today to celebrate a whole week of events that we've been having here. So yesterday we had our 10th Startup Texas Pitch Competition. It was focused on emerging industries. It was a phenomenal event. We had music, we had food, we had drinks, but most importantly, we had 8 amazing entrepreneurs that presented their technologies, their innovation here for you. They're from the Rio Grande Valley. They were really excited and nervous to be up here on stage and sort of give you a little bit of peek of what we are doing in the Rio Grande Valley and how we're transforming this region to be to bring more innovation, to bring more technology, to bring more manufacturing, energy, aerospace. So really excited about that event last night. We had a Best in Show. So, that company is from Brownsville, so we were very excited. But at the same time, we celebrate all our entrepreneurs. So today, based on this serial entrepreneurship journey that we're having this week, we're going to have a special 1MC, and I'm going to let our moderator and our presenters talk a little bit about that. But tomorrow, we have another pitch competition. This pitch competition is focused on providing funding to these companies for SBIR. SBIR is a grant by the Small Business Administration that is given to companies that are still in the research and development phase. So tomorrow's competition does have some money involved. It is a collaboration with BCIC, our sponsors there from Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, ourselves, UTRGV, our center here that has prepared these companies for about 10 weeks. It's been brutal, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little tired. And then our Texas A&M. It's a collaboration between all of us. Yes, we do work with Texas A&M once in a while. So together we brought this competition to provide our companies 40, 20, 10, right? Nelson, $40,000 to the first prize, $20,000 second prize, $10,000 to the third prize, for them to use that money or that funding for really prepare a good application for SBIR, because once they get that funding, if they do, they get $250,000 to $500,000 for research and development. So it is a great competition. I invite you all to come tomorrow evening. Again, we're going to have music, food, drinks to celebrate these entrepreneurs. We have 6 companies doing their pitch tomorrow. And again, they work extremely hard to get here. The companies last night were with me 14 weeks. So these companies, it's not easy for them. These entrepreneurs have other jobs, they have lives, and they still had the commitment to be here every single week for 14 weeks, working with mentors, working with us, and bringing them through that journey. All of them do have a whole year of incubation left, so we will keep track of them. We will continue to show you their innovations and their scalability. But this is what we do, guys. This is what we're here for, and we're here for everybody. We're agnostic. We work with everybody. We have our Blueprint Business Program that is sponsored by BCIC, which is our Kaufman program. The last cohort from this little section that we did 12 here in Brownsville, it starts in about a week, 2 weeks. It's in Spanish. It's closed. I'm sorry. We have a waiting list, but we are about to launch the new date soon for English and Spanish. So join it. Be part of this journey. Be part of entrepreneurship. Be part of eBridge. We're here to support you. We are a hub of resources throughout the Rio Grande Valley. On behalf of UTRGV and BCIC, welcome to 1MC. Let's get this show started.
Good morning, everyone. Come on. Thank you so much. I know there's coffee still pending. I know some of you guys have some coffee already. I understand, not caffeinated yet. But I told a couple of you guys that talked to me last time, I have a very special surprise today. And we'll get to the end. But first, let's get started with our regular. So If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's your returning, thank you so much for coming. My name is Daniel Garza. I am a program specialist with UTRGV, and I am your organizer for 1 Million Cups. So today's topic actually has a special one. So today is how to be a serial entrepreneurs, a conversation with local founders that cannot stand still. We have two speakers who have gone through the accelerator process, like the ones that did the pitch yesterday and tomorrow. So we brought them back in. These are people that cannot stand still. They were like, you know what, we have one successful endeavor. Let's do another one, because why not? Because we have the time to do so. So again, let me go back. Thank you so much for BCIC, for our sweetbread, for the coffee. We appreciate the long-term partnership that we have with them. And then, what is 1MC? So 1MC is very simple, guys. It's a very simple concept, and it's all about community. So every single Wednesday, all throughout the nation, there's meetings just like this one's being hosted. These ones are for entrepreneurs to tell their story, for us to get to know them, and then also to have them connect with the community. If they connect with you guys, more than likely you guys will connect back to them. And you want to hear what they're doing. You want to hear it, and you say, you know what, I have a question for you. Or maybe I've gone through the same thing and I have a recommendation for you. This is what it's all about. Creating connections, getting to know each other, and then just not with the presenters, but with each other. So please today, if you see an unfamiliar face, say, hi, welcome. Wow, that's louder. I was like, wait, why is it not going? I guess I need to get it closer. So if you see someone who's not close to you and that you not know, please say hi, good morning, buenos dias. Again, we're actually one of the newest 1MC here in Texas, especially in the Southwest. And again, I'll go back to this surprise, but we're the first center where we're gonna do this little surprise. And if you tell me we are the best all throughout the nation, you can quote me on that. I'm not biased. So far, we served 3,715 cups, which for me means 3,715 connections that we made over the last couple of years that we've done this. So thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm going to keep it short just because you guys are probably like, what is he doing on the front? I prefer having them more time with the presenter. So I'll give you guys a little time. Please be mindful of the time. Please silence your phones. If you need to take a call, there are some booths throughout the centers. We have a pretty big space, so you guys can take it somewhere else. Or you can take the lobby. And please have fun, ask questions. And let me introduce the first person. Her name is Olivet Peña Fisher. She's the owner of Oli Oats and also Charter Box. And I'll leave you guys to her. So let's give it a round of applause, please. And then you can.
All right, good morning, everyone. As he said, my name's Oliva Peña Fisher, and really happy to be here to share my journey in having two businesses as an entrepreneurship. My two businesses is Ollie Oats and Chatterbox Ads, and they're completely different from each other, and but they connect in a way that they show you some drive, they show you what resilience is, and they show you how to work with the community support that we have and how it's so important. So who am I? Again, I already said my name. So I'm a retired educator. I worked 34 years. I'm really aging myself, aren't I? 34 years for Brownsville Independent School District. I am local from Brownsville. I've lived here all my life. And I am a cancer survivor of breast cancer, and that's what's really given me my drive. It's given me a whole different thank you. And to everybody that's survived that. It's given me a whole different perspective in life. So you're gonna see how, it's just totally changed. Second careers here, that type of thing. And I am a mom, I'm a wife, and part of this great community in Brownsville that this building here and the people that work here have made a big difference in. And here I am, of course, that's a much younger year family picture with my twins. You have my son now grown up, they're 23 years old. He's serving in the Coast Guard in Alaska. And my daughter here is, She's also 23, they're twins, and she is studying in the island of St. Kitts, pobrecita, verdad? And she's studying to be a veterinarian, her life dream, and which was my life dream, to be honest, but it never came to. So I am very rooted in this community. I'm part of Brownsville, and I'm happy to see what's going on with BCIC and UTRGV and eBridge, making it a greater place to live at. So how did I get started? Well, it's a lot of curiosity and my desire to just keep moving, that we can't stand still. We got to keep moving. We got to keep doing things. And so I founded Ollie Oats 3 years ago. Approximately in March, it'll be 3 years. And that is an overnight oats mix. Some of you might have picked up a package. I brought 30. I didn't expect such a large crowd, but I hope that maybe one day you get to try it if you didn't get a package. And that's more of a healthy lifestyle type of product. And then I've launched Ollie Oats. Let me switch out here. There you go. I launched Chatterbox ads just practically this year. Like 6 weeks ago, we lit up. It's a digital billboard advertising. You can see a picture of it there. And both of these businesses were built with a lot of passion and recognizing our community needs. A little bit about Ollie Oats. Like I said, it is an overnight oats, and it started really small. It started in a conversation in my kitchen after I was completed all my cancer treatments, everything. There I was, retired, and in doing that, I was at home. My son said, "Mom, I don't think it's you to be just watching Netflix with the dog and just hanging out, not doing anything." I said, "Yeah, I know, but well, what am I going to do now?" Yeah, and one conversation led to another. We were eating overnight oats because I would make them at home. And he said, "Why don't you just go to the farmer's market? You've always wanted to sell something there." So to make a long story short, I did tell him, I don't want anything perishable, because what if I don't sell it? Then I have to throw it away. I don't want to waste it. And so I did remember I did not like taking the containers to work and bringing them home. And so that led to a special kind of rice paper pouch that we have, and we've got the mix, so I let people can just pour their milk in it, almond milk, coconut milk, your choice, and then put it in the fridge and then take it to work, and then you just throw away the pouch, right? So from that little conversation, an idea grew. And then, well, now here we are. I was part of Startup Texas a little over a year ago, and I did get first runner-up. So a $20,000 grant helped us start scaling up and moving. And so I'm not in any major stores or anything yet. We're scaling slowly. I'm taking it easy because every package that we make is hand-packed. So that would be quite a task. But with that money that we received, we did purchase that machine that you see in the pouch, and it's a, what do you call it, a filling machine. So that just arrived probably in February. We do have it stored in the garage, and my husband just built a little warehouse, and he's going to give me a little section of it to create a little kitchen. So once we put Ollie, we named it Ollie, into practice and filling, it will fill automatically the whole thing, the pouch. Fill it, seal it, it mixes all the 8 ingredients that each one has. So our big focus is quality, the ingredients. We get organic ingredients. It's all natural, no added sugar. We want to make a healthy impact in the community. And our branding, we were real picky about the logo, something easy to quick to remember, and the connection with the customers, as much as we can get out there to talk about it, to tell people how healthy the choices are better in the morning than something that you shouldn't be eating in the morning. Easy grab and go, make this your choice. And so what Ollie Oats has actually taught me a lot of lessons in resilience, to keep on going, keep learning, and keep moving forward. And in the food industry, there's a lot, you have to be persistent or you're just not gonna make it, okay? So we've been scaling up little by little, and that's kind of where we are with Ollie Oats. We do the farmer's market in Brownsville. We are available at Aroma Espresso Coffee Shop, and we have our own website. Most of our sales are shipping. So we do ship online. We have a website where we sell throughout the US. And so Chatterbox Ads is my new venture, okay? It's my sister and myself. As you can see a picture, she is a little older than me, though. You gotta admit, so. But she's up there, she's with me, and we work together. We own the piece of property on the expressway. So what we decided was, there was a lot of media companies calling us to lease a small portion of it to put up a billboard. And so it was repetitive and over, and their offers were very little. So we started looking at it, and we saw the opportunity that, well, they're only renting for that much, they want to rent, but look at all they're going to make. So we started researching, and so now we're the proud owners. As of 6 weeks ago, we lit up a 14 by 48 double-sided digital billboard. We're in a prime retail location right off the expressway next door to Tipton Ford, Target, all that area. We have over an 84,000 traffic count of vehicles daily that cross that area, plus the Morrison Road, another 10,000 or more. And so the idea came about, like I said, it was an opportunity, and we took advantage of it. And we said, you know what, we can do this. And I told my sister, don't worry, I can do it. So just, you be my silent partner. So here we are. And so our big thing is we're going to be able to support local businesses to have a choice of advertising on a billboard locally. The only choices we really had was a national company, and I don't even have to mention it, I'm sure everybody knows, because that was the only one that was available until lately. Probably 2 years ago, they opened it up for some more companies to come in, and that's where we applied for the city permits, et cetera. And so now there's a little bit more of a choice for companies not to be having to pay so much for advertising. So what are the challenges? We've had a lot of challenges. I probably would need 10 pages to tell you all, but I just highlight a couple. Ollie Oats, as we know, the food industry is a lot of competition. We're not the only ones with overnight oats in a pouch or a container or whatever, but we like to think that we're different, as in we're putting in eco-friendly packaging, that kind of thing. We have our little different things. But it's been a challenge to find the right size of pouching. It's been scaling is a very big challenge to grow. It takes a lot of money to grow, and it's real easy to say, oh yeah, get into HEB. But that takes a lot of time, a lot of companies don't want to pay a lot. They want to have a big margin after they buy yours. So hand packing right now, that's not going to work. Maybe when I get the machine going. Being consistent is a challenge because of your suppliers. And I have the Go Texan logo there and things like that, just to kind of remind myself that certifications like non-GMO, organic, women-owned, small business, all those, they cost a lot of money. So you've got to be sure which way are you going to scale, which company, to see what type of certifications their market is for. And so you got to be careful about that, not just start buying in a lot of different ones. So that's been a challenge. Now, the billboard is a whole different challenge. That one permits have been a challenge. That's taken a year and a half, basically, to get through all that. The state permit was okay, that wasn't too bad. The city permit, I've had a few hurdles, but we finally got there. Financing, somewhat a hurdle, all that, but we invested some of our own money, and then we got a loan that was very reasonable for us to handle. And then the other big challenge right now, since we're just 6 weeks into business, is getting ads, getting out there, and learning a whole new business has been a big challenge, of course, for me. A whole new industry, so to speak. And so the other personal one is adapting across both industries, my food industry business and the new media one, advertising. So those have been some of the challenges. And so what are my motivations? I've already kind of mentioned that I turned my personal challenge into one of my biggest motivations, surviving cancer. And that is the first time I show that picture, to be honest. I was very private about it. Creating visibility, that is another big motivation for me, being part of the community, staying active. There is a picture of us at the farmer's market, just talking to people and connecting. And I think that's a very important part of life. building a legacy for my family, my kids, and something that hopefully they'll take over, or they just may sell it and they keep the money, right? And another thing that motivates me a lot is the love of learning and growth. I just can't stand still. I don't see myself, and I also have my husband who pushes me every day. You got to keep moving, you got to keep moving. That's all I ever hear from him, which is good because then our bones get kind of stiff and things like that. So we got to keep moving. But I put all those little logos on the bottom there, eBridge, UTRGV, BCIC, the Kauffman Fast Track Advanced Accelerator Hub classes as examples of you can learn. You're in the building right now that you can learn a lot, and they have been an amazing community support. So keep learning and growing is another one of my motivations. So how can you help? That's the big question here at eBridge, is you can spread the word about Ollie Oats. Follow us on social media. Tell your friends about it. Go to work with one of the packages, show it off, take a picture, and post it. I did bring some today, but I didn't expect such a large crowd. I brought 30 packages, so hopefully maybe I can get some one other day to some of you to try out. Partner with Chatterbox Ads for like your advertising if you own a business, or you can always talk to me personally. Advertising is not inexpensive. It's expensive. We all know that. But I want to work with maybe 2 businesses buying one spot, that kind of thing, so where we can make it more affordable. Share your feedback about our products online or, like I said, social media. And then network my product would be great, or network with me or help getting the word out. Just remember that if we buy local, we advertise local, then we all grow locally, all right? It's a win-win for everybody. So in closing, it's not about oats or billboards. I think that entrepreneurship is more about solving problems and finding an added value for our community. All right, what can you do? What can I do? What can we all do? All right, for our own community, because we live here and we have to take care of it. Spread the words. Those negative people that say, these people they're not doing anything here. They're not. Go out there and tell them, you know what? I think you need to change your mind frame and go try one of their classes or go do something. So add value to how you feel and your environment that you're in. And with that said, I like to say, think about it. What problem do you see around you in this community, Brownsville, that you could turn around into an opportunity for you to make it better? A business or just volunteering, whatever you decide. But think about that question. And that concludes my presentation, but if you have any questions, are you doing questions right now?
Not yet.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So I know it's kind of weird. I know usually 1 million cups after this, I'll be like, hey, ask some questions. Not yet. Hold your poodle. 1 second. So I have one more presenter before I introduce you guys to a little surprise. So his name is Mauricio Piña. He has been a long-time collaborator with us. And not just that, he also went through the accelerator process as well. So he has a long history with eBridge, with UTRGV and BCIC. And I won't take much of his time. So welcome, Mauricio Piña. Let's give it up for him.
Hello, my name is Mauricio Piña, and I am an entrepreneur from Brownsville, Texas. I own 3 companies. Cobalt Digital Marketing is a digital marketing agency. We have clients all over the country. Todo Agave, which we were part of the accelerator, that it's organic agave syrup, flavored agave syrup that we sell online. And Schools Vote, which is a political marketing / data company that allows us to match voters to different types of school organizations. So I'll try to be quick because I know they wanted to do the talk here. So what's my spark? I always wanted to be a business owner. So what happened was right after I got out of I'm a veteran. After the military, I started selling websites, and I had my first business at 21. Since then, I kind of been doing the entrepreneurship or startup life till now. So my businesses are Cobalt Digital Marketing, and that one's a combination of all that experience. So not only from owning my first business at 21, working with a lot of startups here and in Austin, and then eventually, and McAllen, and then eventually creating my own with Cobalt Digital Marketing. Next year, we're going to be 10 years old, which is awesome. And then Todo Agave came about the need of having an option for people with diabetes or people that don't want to eat sugar. Agave is we wanted to have a flavored type of agave syrup so that you can use for your for your coffee, for your cooking, for anything like that. You go to todoagave.com. That's our website. We were part of the pitch contest, and we did win some money. That money we used to buy product, and that product we've been selling online. And schools votes had been more of a organic thing that we just wanted to help some of these candidates. It started off with just us matching voters to school districts. So if you go to schoolsvotes.com, you can see how many people in the school districts voted. And then that kind of turned into a marketing agency because people wanted our help on how to target those voters with our data, with the marketing messaging. From those, what have we learned, or what have I learned? So curiosity is fuel. I think that as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you're always learning, that you're always looking at what's ahead. I think all of my business started with what if? What if this was better? What if I could do this faster? Or what if there was another solution? And from that, then you start getting ideas and then figuring out if that's scalable, if that's an actual business opportunity or not. Adaptability is survival. Apologize. I think that's the biggest thing as an entrepreneur is being able to adapt to the technologies that are coming out. When I started at 21, I was making websites, basic HTML. Eventually went to WordPress. Obviously now you have AI that's allowing people to just make websites with just a few clicks. So there's a lot of challenges on understanding what's coming ahead, and if your business is able to adapt. I think for us with Cobalt Digital Marketing, we've already adopted AI into our organization so that we can obviously offer it to our clients. So if you're not able to do that, if you're not able to adapt to whatever's happening, not only to the technology, but the market needs, maybe there's something that people don't like anymore and you're still trying to push it, understanding when to pivot, when to adapt, and then when to do a new thing. Balance passion with discipline. I used to say, you want to hustle all the time, always working. And then I went into the whole life balance thing. I wanted to be like, I want to work, but I also want to have a life. But as an entrepreneur, what I've learned is that, work is life. And if you're doing what you love, you're never working. But at the same time, you want to make sure that that you are balancing and being able to say, okay, I have this idea, but I have the experience to know that that's not going to go anywhere, and I need to let it go. And I think that's the discipline part. And the community is everything. As you can see here, the community is what helps us. I would always say to people that were trying to start businesses is use your resources. A lot of people don't, they either are afraid to ask or afraid to, hey, you know that guy, can you help me out? And I think you have to be open about that. Obviously, we're here, the community is helping each other, but also you have other different avenues where you can go and get resources and get help for your business. So in closing, I think entrepreneurship is, as the theme for today, right, is you always got to keep moving. It is a great passion of mine. I feel like I'm never working because I'm always working. And then the other thing, one thing that I forgot to mention, one of the things that I've learned over the past is understanding when you can say no. I think that as a business owner, we want to do it all. You think you can do it all. You can't. You want to make sure that you're disciplined enough to know when to say no to either people or to jobs or to anything else that comes your way. I think that's try to be as quick as possible so we can get over here. But the only other thing is how can you help us? I think just by never giving up. If you are an entrepreneur and you do want to start a business, yes, it's going to take time. Yes, you're going to fail many times. Just keep going, and if you truly believe in it, you're going to be successful. So, thank you.
So, like I said, little surprise. When I first took over 1 Million Cups, I don't know why my mind just went to, I want to do a panel. As you know, 1 Million Cup is a franchise. It comes with a certain programming. So I was like, I don't know if I can move too much about it. So a couple months ago, we went to a summit for 1 Million Cups Import Fast Track. And they introduced this new idea. It's called the back pocket menu. And guess what? It is a panel. So I guess I wasn't too wrong. So my idea was like, hey, we're going to have a big coming up this week. And I was like, why not a panel? Sometimes I feel like we need a little bit more. We need to ask more curated questions from our entrepreneurs. And you just want to see, hey, what are you doing? How can I help? So I partnered up with Nelson Amaro, Director of Marketing Communications from BCIC. And since eRich is a partnership, I said, hey, let's pull it off. So I'm going to call our speakers back into our panel, and let's give it up for them, guys.
There's some stairs on the other side, so you have to climb. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Is this on? Yes? Yes. Okay. No, you're going to share that one. I'm going to be using this one. Yes, please. Pick a place. Okay, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Welcome, everyone. My name is Nelson Amaro, Director of Marketing and Communications at the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation. Is it on? Okay, good. And yeah, thank you for coming. I'm really happy to see familiar faces from yesterday that it was their first time coming to Startup Texas, and they're now coming back to 1 Million Cups. And I hope to see you tomorrow at the next Startup Texas, because this is what it is all about. It's about community and showing up when it matters, and this is when it matters. When we support entrepreneurs and we tell them like, hey, we're here for you. Maybe I don't like oats, but hey, I know someone that does. So let me share this information with them. I do like oats, by the way. But thank you, Mauricio. Thank you, Ali. And let's get started with this small panel. First time we do it, actually, first time in the Southwest.
First time in the Southwest, first time here.
Yeah. Okay, so you decide who goes first. You share that mic. Keep it to a minute, every answer. We titled this, How to Be a Serial Entrepreneur, because both of you have taken more than one swing. What moment did you know, like, hey, this first swing was real? What moment made you realize, like, whoa, this is not a hobby anymore. This is a business. I need to take care of this as if it was a business.
Yeah, I think for me, it's, we have about 25 people working with us, and just understanding that, they're depending on me. They're depending on me to get a paycheck, to pay their bills, to grow and to have a career. And I think that's where the difference between, just being a business and like, okay, you're really taking this to the next level, is trying to organize and plan for that, And I think when it happened was, I'll just be brief on this, but my company made, by our third year, we were doing pretty good. And we had a lot of clients, and then we lost a lot of clients because our processes weren't great. And I lost some good people. And I think that's the moment that I was like, okay, this just needs to go to the next thing. And so I've made some changes in our company. I even brought in a new CEO just so that we can scale properly, have correct processes, and make sure that the people that depend on us, not just my clients, but also my employees have somewhere to work at.
So it took you 3 years until you realized it was real.
I mean, that's 3, yeah, I think so.
Sorry.
I think I would say.
Okay, good. Please.
I think it became real when I did my first loan payment. I'm just kidding. No, seriously. It's really almost feels, Olio still feels like a hobby for me. But no, it became real when, I did my income tax. I started seeing that there was an increase in the income. I was bringing in a little bit more revenue and things. I thought, okay, well, maybe, keep pushing this. And so it became very real at that point when it started generating more money, and I felt like, okay, I can grow this. And same things with Chatterbox Ads. Now, that one is a whole different, it's on a large scale. And so it became very real when we lit up that sign and when I got my first customer. And now that, it's moving slowly, everything's coming into place, it's becoming very real, okay? Thank
Let's
you.
start with you now. Starting, it's hard, or maybe sometimes it's hard, and starting again may be harder. What changed your risk tolerance since the first time you started to the second time you tried?
Well, I guess the first time I just kind of was on a roll, gung ho. I can do this. I'm, cancer survivor type of thing. I'm moving forward and had all this energy. I got to do it. Second chance here. And the second time is I realized I can do this. Now I've learned a lot more. I've gotten back into what business is all about. Second career thing here. And I've got a strong community support. So I just feel like that second round now is. I'm more organized, and I've learned a lot more to get going on it.
Yeah, I think for me the same. I think I got to go back to my first business. I said 3 years on this one, but if you really want a true answer, that first business when I was 21, and I had to close it after that one only lasted 2 years. I think the second time that I opened up, my other business, which was Cobalt, same thing. I was more organized. I knew what I had failed at. I had worked with enough startups to see what the risks were and which ones I could take and which ones I couldn't. Can I take some money out? Can I take X amount of clients? So I think that understanding the risks more allowed me to open up the second company. And then obviously once that was, not in automobile, but it was stable enough that I could work on Todo Agave and School's Boat.
Cool. The first version of a product or a project is almost always super polished. We don't even want to launch it to the market because we want it to make it perfect. So when you launch your second product or your second business, what things you left out because you thought, you know what, I focused too much on this, maybe it didn't matter that much the first time. What things changed in the first version onto your second business or second version of the project? I think you always, as a business owner, you're always trying to be better than the day before. You always want to have a better product or a better service. With Cobalt, it's a never changing because it's more about the client experience with us and what they're trying to achieve with their marketing. With Todo Agave, I think it was more of a, we want to make sure that the product it's good, but at the same time that you keep trying and getting feedback from people, I guess. So I don't really have a good one on that one. So I'll pass it to Al.
I think I understood the question, but again, one of those that from the first time to this time, what changes?
So the first time you wanted your product to be super polished, but then you made it polished idea over time. And then when you launched Chatterbox Ads, you say maybe the first time I launched a business, I focused too much on the name.
Yeah.
So for the second one, I don't want to focus as much, just don't overthink it. What was that thing that you deliberately left out on your second venture?
That's a tough one because they're so different, and that's why it's hard to answer that one. But I guess from the first one, that was a lot of trial and error on the logos, on the branding, changing the packaging colors. First started very dull, and the second, there was a brownish color, all my packaging flavors, so that now the 6 varieties are in the blueberries in blue, the strawberries in red, mangoes in yellow. So I learned a lot of different things. So as I went. And so now it's this whole totally different industry that I'm in. I am kind of still learning, but I guess it was changing I'm more organized. I guess it's from the first time. And major changes was now I just go straight to what I need to do instead of trying to figure it out. So I've learned a lot. So I don't have a lot of changes that I have to do as I go along. So I'm trying to save time is what I'm trying to do for my own self.
Talking about time, if you want to answer this one first. We have a limited amount of time throughout the week, right? All of us. What things get your attention on Monday, and what do you leave for Thursday? What are those things in managing your business that you do first?
Well, on Mondays is a lot. I kind of split my days, certain days of the week. On Mondays, I know first thing in the morning is I tackle emails, answering anything that's pending as far as any contracts, anything like that with Chatterbox Ads. Afternoons, I concentrate a little bit on Mondays on Ollie Oats to make sure I have enough packaged product for the week, and then I do that again on Thursday for the market on Saturday. And so that's kind of how my days run. I do a lot. Do a lot of contacts, a lot of calls on Mondays, just to kind of catch up. I usually have a list because I'll forget. So I make a to-do list and I tackle it that way on Mondays.
Yeah, I think for me too, on Mondays usually, well, we have a weekend crew that I outsource. So usually any leftover task on Friday, they take care of them. And then Monday, we kind of just follow up on what that work was done. And then I guess throughout the week, yeah, same thing, right? We have meetings. You kind of have to a busy schedule, you know. But I don't think there's anything that I leave for the weekend. If anything, we try to plan Monday for the week, and then Friday we just kind of evaluate where we're at with those tasks, and then move forward.
Cool. As an entrepreneur, maybe here you have heard that your first customers are friends, fools, and family, right? So not random. It's almost cherry picked.
Yeah.
So who were your 10 first customers? How do you find them for any of your businesses?
Yeah, well, with Cobalt, it was funny because I worked at another agency, and when I decided to start my own, it was just one of those things where some of my clients came with my new agency, so that was easy. With Todo Agave, it was all friends. It was all friends and family that bought the product and when it came out, so that was pretty cool. And with School's Boats, I think, I mean, that was just kind of natural, right, with people that knew that I was doing this on the side and whatnot, so, yeah.
I guess with Ollie Oats, it was a lot of friends and family, major family. I mean, the whole familia was at the market that day. We had a lot of coworkers that came out and supported us, and that Ollie Oats, I mean, I don't think the sales have ever been so high as in that first couple of weeks because of friends and family. And then, you know, reality sets in and we start getting new customers and regular clients. With Chatterbox ads, it is fairly new, and that's like a whole different, like I said, it's different even on price market and everything. I believe that one has been kind of networking. That's been my first clients, the people that I've networked with. A lot of people that I've met through this community have provided a lot of the support, and and have been my first clients.
Cool. There's a concept in entrepreneurship that's called Flintstoning. You know, the Flintstones, how their car run, they had to run to make it work. So sometimes we need to ask your family to support you first so they can be a crowd and then people can see that you have some social proof of things working. And I remember being at the Pulga, looking at some mole that some guy was selling. Just one guy, random guy walked by and said, "That's really good." He just walked it past it. And then I got the mole, and then he came back with another customer and said the exact same thing. So they were Flintstoning the business. They were just having their friends tell someone else, like, this is real good. So I'm glad that you had the support of your family and the community to keep your business going. Okay, so this is just out of curiosity, Ollie, why didn't you name it Ollie Ads? Why change it to something else and not have everything on the same roof?
Ollie Oats, that one?
Ollie
No,
Oats, then Ollie Ads, and maybe then you do Ollie whatever. Why do you pick a different name for?
Oh, for Chatterbox?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. First of all, Ollie Oats came from, my name is Olivette, and so you'll see the difference. Olivette is just too long. It needs to be Olivette Oats. And then we thought Olive is my nickname, so we thought Olive Oats, that doesn't go. So then we just went with Ollie, and that's how we came up with Ollie Oats. Why didn't I go with Ollie in it? Well, this is more of a, like I said, that was more of a hobby. It was fun, type of title, and I felt like, okay, the billboard is more of a partnership. It's my sister and I, so I didn't go with Ollie, and because of that reason, because there's a partner in that one, and I wanted to come up with something that was different but yet related to the billboard. So when you think about it, and I also want to think about Brownsville, the parrots. We have parrots all over Brownsville, so that's why you see a parrot in my logo. And then you see the chat, like the board is talking to you. So that's why you see the little quotation thing. I mean, what do you call it? The little, what's it called? There you go, the bubble. So that's how I ended up with that logo, but we did not go with Ollie because of that reason, because it's a partnership and we decided. But that's kind of the thought behind the actual Chatterbox logo.
Gotcha. Well, next question, it's for Mauricio. I think you already know the answer, but what keeps you from burning out? Because you have multiple things to manage. What's the boundary where you mark the line?
Yeah, I think burnout is a real thing, and that's maybe one of the top things that I try to look out for with my guys. What keeps me from burning out? I mean, I think just the balance, right? Just being able to, like I said, balance work, balance life, and not taking priority on things that, like I said, that don't matter. Everything matters in the business, but what doesn't matter is if you have to put your health or your family in front of that. I think that when that happens, you need to make the right choice, right? I think I had an old CEO that his dad worked all the time, and he passed away young. And he passed away pretty young. And my old CEO said that was one thing he regretted, that his dad worked so much that he didn't get to see him. So then when he became a CEO, he wanted to spend time with his family. And I've taken that since I learned it. And I think that's what keeps me from burning out, is that when I notice that something is, okay, I'm self-aware enough to be like, okay, I need to take a step back, and then, what do you call that? Refocus or what, and then come back and do it. Because then if you don't, then you're just going to make more mistakes.
Cool. So last 4 questions.
Okay.
Keep the mic, quick hits, and then we go with questions from the audience, okay? So what's one underrated business skill in the RGV?
Honestly, I think people don't use Spanish enough. I think that, at least for us, we have made some good opportunities on selling Spanish marketing in the upper states. So I think sometimes people down here don't want to use the bilingual concept into a business, or I don't know. I don't know why, but having Spanish is very important, and I think it could be valuable.
Don't pass the mic. It's 4 questions for you,
Oh,
then
okay,
4
okay.
questions, and we close.
All right, cool.
Okay, so what's that one mistake you keep repeating?
Saying yes and not knowing how to say no. I think that's the biggest mistake, because, again, we think that we can do it all, and then what ends up happening is that you say yes to everything, and then you forget things, or you don't, not by malintention. It's just that because you want to help somebody. So learning how to say no has been probably my biggest obstacle. So yeah.
Okay. One contrarian belief or one hot take about entrepreneurship.
One hot take, I guess, is that that you're, one, that you're going to make a lot of money right away. That's not true. I think it's going to take some time for you to scale and make some real money. And the other thing is, again, that you're always working, right? Again, if you know how to organize yourself and balance, you're never going to be working. And if you keep at it, you're going to make money.
Last one before we pass the mic. So one specific ask from you to this audience that can change the way your business is doing in the next 30 days. How can they support you in the next 30
I think
days?
slowing down is the biggest thing I can tell you all, because I know we're talking about moving fast, but honestly, that's actually not a good thing. I think slowing down has been my biggest, hurdle, and my biggest thing that I've been able to do over the past 2 years, where my new CEO was like, "You got to slow down, bro. Like you're doing too much, and it's not done right. You're not getting the detail of what you need to get done." So yeah, slowing down would be what I advise. That if you guys slow down a little bit, I bet you're gonna be a little bit more at peace with the work-life balance, and you might get even better work out of yourself. So yeah.
Good. Thank you. Okay, same question. So what's one underrated skill from businesses in the RGV?
In the RGV, I think overall, I think soft skills, kind of like customer skills and telephone skills, things like that. I think that's something that should be maybe a class here because customer service is really important. And there's a lot of soft skills that we kind of forget that students, kids, everybody doesn't get while they're growing up. And it's those little things in business that get that image of that business. So I think that's kind of underrated. We just oversee that, learning about soft skills, and I think that's important.
That one mistake that you keep repeating and your
What
business?
was that?
What's one mistake that you keep repeating whenever you're trying to launch a new thing?
Sometimes I doubt myself and on things, and I keep telling myself, and that causes me to maybe not do something right, and I have to kind of refocus and do it again. So sometimes I just do something and I'm in a hurry and I need to slow down and I kind of mess it up. So
What's that one hot take or contrarian belief of entrepreneurship?
believe in yourself. You can do a whole lot more than you think you can. If you don't know it, get out there and learn it. But believe in yourself and you'll be able to do it.
Okay. And last, one specific ask for the audience or final thoughts?
Well, I just said it. If I could do it, I'm 60 years old, and if you're all a lot younger than I am, you can get out there and achieve your dreams, come up with your idea. Just do it step by step. Don't try to do it all at once, one step at a time.
Cool. Thank you so much. Now we are going to open it for questions from the audience for the next 5 minutes. Daniel is going to have the mic. So let me pass the clip and the mic.
Sure. Okay, guys, do we have any questions for our presenters today? I know we answered a lot of them, but I have one.
Okay, cool. Good morning, you all. My number one question, and probably the reason why I came here this morning, when did you all decide, okay, I feel comfortable in my first business, I'm going to expand to my second business, or is there just not a specific time? Did you just feel, okay, I feel ready to start something else? When was that inflection point for you all?
I don't think there was I would say that, okay, I'm comfortable with this, I'm time to move on. Mine was more of an opportunity that came up, but I can say that I'm already comfortable with Ollie Oats, and I've organized it to the point where if I'm scaling up slowly, I can put it aside a little bit and concentrate on the new one. So it wasn't like okay, I'm done with this, now I want to start a new one. It was that opportunity of a window of getting a permit at that time, because now they actually stop permits for billboards in Brownsville, that type of billboard. Because of the environment, they don't want to clutter it up, and totally agree with that. And so mine was an opportunity, and that turned into a reality.
I think for me, the question's a little bit different. When do you decide not to open up a new business? And what I did was, because we always have ideas, right? And my old partner would tell me, man, you're just trying to get so many ideas, and you want to do this, you want to do that. So what I started doing was organizing those ideas, and then I had a spreadsheet where I had all these questions of, is this idea scalable? Is this idea, and I got them online. I just kind of looked online to the different questions that I need to ask myself about the idea. And then when something is valuable, then you open it up. And I think with me, not just the business, but even with certain services that I provide, like sometimes you want to offer things, but they're not great ideas. And you spend all the time trying to get that new product out or that new service when if you would have just slowed down and asked the questions, you would have seen that it's not a good time to start a new one. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions for our presenters today? They also speak Spanish, by the way. Anyone? Let's go that way.
Your challenges in regards of when you started the business, any business, how did you attain your cash flow to start?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Well, with me, with Cobalt, it's because it's a recurring business, right? So just being organized with their finances, and if you want to ask how did I do it, I didn't do it. I hired somebody because I'm not. That's what I did, right? Like it's you need to get somebody that actually knows. Like I had an actual accountant that works for us, and she takes care of the books and she takes care of the invoicing, making sure where we're at. So I think that was actually a lesson because my first few years I was trying to do it, me and my partner were trying to do it ourselves, and it wasn't working. And then when we hired somebody, yes, that's how we started getting better cash flow, by understanding what our needs are, where our expenses are, and then obviously, getting more sales and whatnot. But yeah, I hired somebody to help.
Okay, cash flow, how the cash to start the business on Ollie Oats. That was just basically out of my pocket. I believe I spent roughly around $800 to get started. I first started, at 200, then another 50 for this, 100, but probably not over $800. And then it started generating its own income, and I bought more ingredients, and so it's kind of self-sustained itself since then. And for the billboard for Chatterbox ads, that one, my sister and I, we both invested 50% equally. And then we got a small loan from the sign company has banks that work with them that specifically work with, they know that type of billboard, they know the company, they make it here in the US. So they are very comfortable with putting out loans for their customers. So that kind of helped. So the third part of our financing, which we needed a bit of a loan, we got it directly through the sign company. And not through the sign company, the bank that works with them, the program that they have for them. And so that's how we basically got our financing for the billboard.
Yeah, actually, because I guess it was more about cash flow with the business, where how cash flow to start, and I think I can have some insight in that too. With Cobalt, I was able to secure, and I think it goes back to your question too, like when do you start? We didn't start any of our three businesses without having money already set aside. So with Cobalt, I had clients that were already on board, and it was just about to switching the accounts from my old agency to the new agency. That provided enough cash flow to get started, and then scale from there. With Todo Agave, we were lucky enough to win the competition. We didn't have much product. The product we were selling before was just out of the flying pig, because my partner Hector was selling it through there. Once we got some money, we were able to buy product. And with Schools Boats, it was the same thing. It wasn't a real business until I got enough clients that were kind of set up for the next campaign, and I was like, all right, these guys are going to pay. Now let me go open up officially the business and put it money in the bank account, and that's how it started flowing. Yeah.
And yeah, that's correct. I forgot to mention that on Ollie Oats, we did also get that big boost with the $20,000 grant from the Startup Texas that was sponsored by BCIC. And so that money, like I mentioned, went towards buying Ollie the machine, and also getting barcodes for our bags. Those of you that got a bag, you'll see the barcode on there, and other little things that we lined up for that. So that was also part of the financing.
And that's time. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for both of them. We do have a couple of announcements before closing the event, right? A couple of announcements? Okay, so before we go to that, remember that if you checked into the event, you're in for a raffle of an iPad, and you can get an additional entry if you come to tomorrow's Startup Texas event at 5:30 p.m. right here. You're gonna listen to some of your entrepreneur's pitch. The QR code to sign up for tomorrow is right there. So thank you all for coming, and we're gonna keep doing this because this is about community and getting to that 1 million cup of coffee. So thank you so much. Big round of applause again.